Hello everyone, welcome back to a new dawn. Let's go ahead and continue. The girls and I sat spread along the wall by the bleachers, with Dawn and Piplup to my right, and our soon-to-be opponents on my left. I watched Scyther trying to hang around Hilda's side, occasionally giving a little chirp in an attempt to get her attention.
Oh good, we're not first. Fart, now's your chance to watch some real battles. I take it you guys don't do this often, Hilda, that's not a very nice thing to say.
As accurate as it may be.
Well, certainly not him.
She gave me a knowing sneer before looking back to the amused Hilda across from me.
Piplup and I have a lot more experience.
Is she too modest to say more? I know how proud she is of her accomplishments, as she should be. She got second place in the Sinnoh Grand Festival.
Wow, no kidding.
Dawn bit her lip and fiddled with her hair as she nodded, shooting me a coy smile which I hoped was a positive response to me bringing that up. Maybe she was waiting for me to say that. She looks more bashful than embarrassed, so I think that's a good sign.
Yeah, I'm a coordinator back in Sinnoh, hoping to be one of Unova too. Because next time, Piplup and I are gonna get first place. Piplup!
Piplup, of course, chimed in front of Dime's lap with a proud smile.
Gosh, that's so cool, Dawn. Sounds like we got our work cut out for us when we battle you guys, huh?
Piplup crossed his arms and enthusiastically nodded as Rosa turned to look at me.
Seems like you got a pretty lucky boyfriend, too? Maybe? Yeah, I guess that's what he is.
Dawn squeezed up against me, coyly nuzzling up against my side with her arms behind her back and looking up at me with an embarrassed smile. I reached down around her back and squeezed her hand, trying to keep myself from smiling too wide. I could get used to her calling me boyfriend. I'm pretty excited to get to refer to her as my girlfriend.
Oh, I thought so. You guys are super cute together, I could tell. Come on, Rosa, no mushy stuff, I'll get sick. This thing's about to start anyway.
It looks like two teams of trainers had readied themselves on either side of the sandy arena before us, probably waiting for a signal to let them start. They look pretty intense, but so does Scyther, and they couldn't mess up slicing bread, so... Welcome contestants to our contest's second round. We got 6 battles coming up between our 12 teams of trainers, during which their Pokemon will display their battle prowess with style and skill. Afterwards, we'll tally up each team's scores from their first round performances combined with the battles to get our final results. But first, our tag team contestant battles are now underway. Trainers, you may begin. Swanna, Mudbray, let's go. Oh boy. So wait, how does this work again? We don't have to battle those two, do we?
Fortunately not. Normally we'd battle our way up the ranks until there's a winner. But since this is kinda informal, we just had one battle and get points based on how good we do. Basically, we just gotta do better than them. Which isn't impossible. We just gotta be all stylish, remember? So make sure that Scyther do a lot of spins, okay?
I'll try to remember that. Well, Dawn's right that I could probably learn a lot by observing this battle here. That's time in the round. With a slight score lead, the victory goes to Team 2. Well done by all involved. Once again, your points will be added to your round 1 performances, and a total score will be tallied at the end of the battle stage to give us our final standings. Some light applause filled the air, replaced by idle chatter as the two teams skipped out of the arena, both looking pleased with themselves and their Pokemon. I straightened up, drumming my fingers on my arm and focusing over at the little desk where the tournament organizers sat. A tinge of anxiety crept its way back into my gut as I waited our turn to come. I felt Dawn squeeze my left hand. Looking over to my side, I met her blue-eyed gaze and saw a cute smile as she looked over to me, curled up with her legs pressed to her chest. I don't know if she somehow sensed my tiny bit of anxiety or was just perfect timing, but either way I leaned over and pressed my lips to hers. It felt almost automatic. Dawn likewise leaned herself into me, lingering in the kiss for just the right amount of time, and then a little longer. I felt like an elastic band was pulling us together as we forced ourselves apart. Dawn bit her lip with a smile as we stared at each other, the giggling of Hilda and Rosa emanating from around us. Alright everybody, our next round will begin soon. The tag team battle between teams 7 and 8, Dawn and Far versus Hilda and Rosa.
This is it.
Dawn gave me a huge grin, bobbing up and down in front of me. Her infectious excitement was again instantly contagious, and I felt my cheeks start hurting immediately.
Well, I guess we'll see you two on the fields of battle then. Prepare for a swift defeat. What she said.
You ready?
Born ready. Piplup! Scyther. Alright then. Let's do this.
Dawn grabbed my hand, charging us over past the spectators to one end of the sandy arena. Pokeballs in hand, we stood side by side, digging our feet into the sand. Hilda and Rose assembled across from us as the idle chatter died down. They took up combat poses like Piplup and Scyther might, big smiles on all our faces. They were quickly replaced with looks of determination as the announcer's microphone popped to life. Welcome everyone to our next battle between Dawn and Far versus Hilda and Rosa. Trainers, you may begin.
Snivy, come on out. You too, Tepig. Snivy. Tepig.
I don't know how they sound like, man.
Alright, Far, this time with style. Piplup, take the stage.
Scyther, do that too.
Piplup. Scyther.
To save my vocal cords, I'm gonna try to take it easy on those. Alright, we're in position. This is it. Mission Impress Dawn, let's go. What's the plan?
X scissor. We learned that, right?
I wonder. Got 2 targets now. Maybe we could try hitting both with this attack? Let's try that. That was the name of the game after all. Let's show him X Scissors Scyther. Go for both of them at the same time.
Scyther. Double up, back him up with a bubble beam. Up.
Piplup's ready to volley bubbles at our foes, putting them on the defensive. Now Scyther's chance for a double KO. Come on, Scyther, you got this. The effort of tracking 2 targets allowed Tepig to escape Scyther's attack, but he managed to get a good hit on Snivy before he was able to evade. Could have been worse, I suppose.
Tepig hits Scyther with a flamethrower. He's a bug type. Tepig.
Oh dear. Scyther, are you alright?
Scyther. Fire, watch out for Tepig. Fire type moves are super effective against Scyther.
Great to know. Get all that, Scyther? Alright, great. What's the plan? Swords Dance. Scyther, Swords Dance.
Tepig, Flame Charge.
That's a lot.
Tepig.
Oh boy, what do we do? Well, we learned dodging, so let's dodge. Scyther, move!
Scyther.
Good boy. Well, at least there's that. We didn't manage to finish the move, but we also didn't die.
Snivy, trip him up with Vine Whip. Snivy.
Snivy threw out 2 long vines, shooting towards Piplup and Scyther. Piplup managed to jump over them using his small size, but Scyther was forced to hop up and down for a bit, like he was playing jump rope. In the end, he did manage to avoid falling in his face though. I call that a win. What's the plan?
Quick attack.
Quick attack.
Drill Peck. Scyther.
The classic quick attack. How could this ever not work out? Oh, I got both of them. Scyther sped past both Tepig and Snivy, getting in a good hit on both before anyone could react, including Piplup. As Scyther was surprised, he hit it under a determined expression, ready for our next move.
Way to go, Scyther. Tepig, Flame Charge him. Snivy, use Leaf Blade together. Nice.
Yeah. They sound pretty strong. What's the plan? You know what to do, boys. Dodge them. We learned from experience that tanking a hit is generally a bad idea. Hopefully Scyther actually listens this time. Scyther, fly up and dodge him.
Piplup, you too. Scyther.
There he goes.
B. Tepig.
Yo, Piplup, what the heck? Looks like Piplup was a little distracted by Scyther's mighty leap. Snivy conjured a green energy sword of some sort and smacked Piplup good. You gotta ask Don to choose his green energy sword move. Not to know. Okay, Scyther, use... is he still up there?
Scyther there.
I looked up to see my Poke friend laughing his heart out while buzzing about the field, slowly hovering back down beside Piplup.
Looks like he's having fun, huh, Fire?
I responded to Don's giggling comment with a smile, watching Scyther striking various poses in the air. I'm not sure if he's trying to impress the audience or he thinks he's awesome. I believe either.
Attack!
This is so uncharacteristically adorable. What's the plan? Well, our only plan is Slash. Slash him! Show him who's boss! Piplup, show him the pecking order with a peck. Our two Pokemon triumphantly charged forward across the battlefield at a consistent pace. Scyther kept his arms behind him, prepared to deliver a hearty slash. Unfortunately, our opponents aren't just standing still. Rosa and Hilda's Pokemon leapt backwards, but would spring out attacks as they went. Fortunately, we learned the importance of dodging while practicing with Dawn, so Scyther is definitely going to avoid this. Hopefully. Scyther buzzed his wings, hopping over a barrage of leaves and gave Snivy a convincing slash, knocking him out of the air. Nice. And Piplup comes in with alley-oop, slamming down hard on Snivy before hopping back to Scyther.
Piplup! Scyther!
The two Pokemon did a little high-five motion, Scyther taking great care to avoid using the sharp ends of his limbs. The battle has come down to its final moments, folks. Who will be victorious? Dawn? What now?
Now let's finish this. Let's hit him with all we got, guys. Piplup, Whirlpool.
Tepic, this is it. Fire Pledge. Fire Pledge sounds pretty cool.
It's all or nothing. Snivy used Leaf Tornado. Piplup. Scyther?
You got this. Moving with Piplup and use X Scissor.
Scyther!
I watched Scyther survey the battlefield, build up some of the Water Maelstrom, while opponents conjured a Leaf Tornado and Pillar of Flames. Whatever apprehension he had before, in this moment I could see nothing but determination in his big bug eyes.
Lap!
Piplup's Whirlpool hit both of its targets hard, washing over them and covering the stage in water. Before the water even had a chance to drain, Scyther was charging towards the drenched Pokemon.
Scyther, now's your chance. Hit him with everything you got. Scyther!
Scyther shot forward, buzzing his wings behind him for an extra burst of speed. Snivy and Tepic quickly shook themselves off from the Whirlpool, but not quickly enough. After Piplup's Whirlpool, Scyther managed to charge in and chop each of his targets before they had time to react. And with a huge attack by Scyther, we reach time in the round.
Oh jeez, Tepic. You alright, Snipe?
Wow, Oof.
Oh, that was amazing.
I sucked in as much air as I could through Dawn's vice grip hug. I could swear she lifted me off my feet for a second as I struggled for breath, hoping this would never end.
You did it, you really did it. I knew you could do it. Flop flop. Scyther.
There's definitely a team effort.
Shush, you're the best.
A deep kiss showed me she wasn't kidding.
And you, Scyther, you're incredible. Scyther.
One more hug. Dawn hugs. This time she didn't let go. I returned her embrace, wrapping my arms tightly around her back. Not quite as tightly as she did to me though. Despite our surroundings, it felt like forever before we split apart. I took in her warmth and her scent, a wave of happiness and comfort rushing over me for those brief, wonderful moments we held on each other. I didn't want to let her go. Dawn lingered in the hug for just the right amount of time, and then for a little longer. and just as quickly as it started, we took a step away from each other. That alone made all of this worth it. The four of us dusted ourselves off, standing together on our side of the arena as a light applause filled the air. Dawn stayed quiet, her beaming smile singing plenty by itself. We looked at each other for a few seconds before realizing we should probably be looking at the audience or something. Let's give a big hand to the battle's winners, Piplup and Scyther with Dawn and Far.
Scyther. Piplup! Yeah, Piplup, you did great too. Thanks for being such great help.
We couldn't have done it without you.
Piplup.
Scyther happily spoke with Piplup, rapidly slashing his arms and pointing at various battle scars around the arena. It looks like he had a pretty good time. I think we both did. Well, I guess we shouldn't be too surprised by that result.
That was crazy. You guys really are great contesters.
You guys are great too. I think everyone did pretty great today.
Yeah, but we got a lot to learn about contests now. I should try to find recordings of the Sinnoh Grand Festival to study or something.
Well, fair warning, those won't have this guy in them. Dawn elbowed me with a smile, giving me a thumbs up and a wink.
Ooh, well, I'm ready to chill now. Yep, sitting time. Guys coming?
Dawn waited for Rosa and Hilda to start walking so she could move to walk by my side. I wrapped my arm around hers, interlocking our fingers as we walked. The sun was starting to set behind the nearby mountain range as the final contest bell round came to a close. The group of us spent the last few hours chatting and watching the battles unfold. I don't know a lot about Pokemon battles, but it looks like some pretty impressive stuff from where I'm sitting. We munched on a few snacks the girls had with them as the day went along. It's not much, but it's all we had since the big thing started, so I'll take it. And with that, round 2's battles are over. Participants, we'll be tallying up the points and announcing the final results here in just a few moments. Thanks to everyone who came out to cheer our trainers on. And for anyone interested, our next tag team event takes place next week right here. Dawn nudged me with a smile from her seated position to my side. If we weren't getting off in Unova in a few days, I assume she'd try to wrangle me into that one too. Honestly, I might have been the one to suggest it. This was fun.
Okay, so how many millions of points do you think we got?
I'm thinking 10 million billion. Though I don't really know how the point structure of these things works.
That's a good guess, but I'd say we're the ones with 10 points.
You can legally steal them from us though. Okay, Hilda.
Do not tell them that.
Alright, coordinators, we tallied your scores and have found a winner to this week's Delacour Cruises Junior Pokemon Contest.
Come on.
With a final score of 10, our first prize of 5,000 yen, and a pair of Delacour Cruise ribbons goes to Far.
Oh shit. Far, we did it! I knew we could do it! Flip flop! Scyther! You're the best, you're the best!
Dawn gave me rapid fire barrage kisses all over my face like an over-enthusiastic mother. As my life fades away due to lack of oxygen from a death hug, my last moments will be of happiness.
I can't believe that you ever doubted yourself. Or me, for that matter.
That was pretty silly, wasn't it? And hey, I never doubted you for a second, Missy.
Well, no surprises there. You guys were pretty good. Yep, not bad at all. Looks like you guys have a long, promising poker career ahead of ya. We, on the other hand, have some work to do, right, Hildy? Yeah, it seems like it. Still wanna try that Bell Subway in Mombasa? Yep, looking forward to it. Well, congrats you two. What you gonna spend the winnings on?
I hadn't thought about that. I didn't really expect to get this far. We spend it on her. Well, seeing as I only have it because of Dawn, I was thinking of spending it on her somehow.
Aw, far. Sweetheart. There's a pretty nice restaurant in the middle of deck too that I recommend if you're looking to splurge. Might be a good first foray into Unova cuisine, huh? Maybe something romantic, huh? Yep, if you like romantic cheeseburgers.
The announcer approached us, a nice looking box in his hand. Passing it to Dawn with a bow, he headed back over to his desk on the other side of the arena as Dawn examined our prize.
Allow me to present the first prize ribbon to Far and Scyther, my pokey partners in crime.
Dawn handed me a cute little pink ribbon embossed with the ship's logo and information. To their credit, it was made of metal and not some cheap plastic.
And the money cash dough. Cha-ching!
I took the ribbon gingerly in 2 fingers, mimicking how Dawn was holding her own. Alright, now here's the most important part. You gotta strike a pose with your ribbon.
Ready for this?
Dawn enthusiastically launched into a pose, proudly holding her ribbon up while Piplup jumped in his own celebration. I figured she's had a lot of time to practice. I'll settle for holding the ribbon up with a hand in my pocket. Naturally, I had to put an arm around Scyther. This is probably more his win than mine. He smirked and averted his gaze, but I could see a smile through it all.
Yay, Far, we did it! I'm super happy.
She was still beaming from our victory. Dawn held up her hand for a moment before suddenly squeezing it into a fist and backing up nervously. She pursed her lips for a second, looking down at Piplup for some reason. Something's made her uncomfortable, but I'm not sure what. After a moment, her smile reappeared on her face, and she took a step towards me. Dawn held up her hand, waiting for a high five. I'm not sure what caused the hesitation, but I'm absolutely not turning down Dawn high five. Dawn leaned forward and buried her face in my chest, nuzzling me up and down as she giggled. It was absolutely adorable.
So, what now?
The girls and our Pokemon hung out at the battlegrounds for a while, the crowds thinning and the sun setting. Scyther seemed ever interested in chatting with Hilda, occasionally pushing himself up on his toes as a compliment for her. Dawn and Rosa talked about battle strategies and choices of clothes and various fashion bits, but I just kinda hung out in the middle ground, not really sure what to say. I idly rubbed my thumb over my ribbon, feeling the texture in my fingers. This one might not be official, but it's still pretty cool to have.
Piplup.
Hey, Piplup. Fashion talk boring you too?
Pip.
Piplup suddenly hopped up into my lap, putting one leg over the other and his flippers behind his head in a relaxed pose. He's adorable and I instinctively pat him on the head, which he didn't seem to mind. Maybe he noticed me all alone and decided to keep me company. What a sweetheart.
Hey Rosa, I'm fading here.
Probably gonna head back to the room.
Aw, guess I should go too. We should probably start packing anyway. We're getting there in like 2 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Don and Fart, it was nice to meet ya. Congrats on the win again. It's fun to battle you guys. Maybe a rematch sometime? Sounds good to me, but I warn you, we'll be even stronger next time, right, Piplup?
Piplup gave a chirp and fist bump from my lap as I moved to stand up. He hopped off me and skidded over to Don's awaiting arms.
We're counting on it. See you at next year's Grand Festival, huh? And nice to hang out with you, Scyther. Scyther. See you guys around.
Hilda and Rosa headed for the staircase that led up and out of the arena and back to the decks, leaving Dawn and our Pokemon in relatively alone, with only a few people still hanging around the field.
So, wanna go back to the room?
I gave her a wide smile as she wrapped herself around me, putting most of her weight on my side as Piplup gave his mocking kissy faces atop her shoulder. And the Scyther shot a knowing glance at me as it produced his Pokeball, smirking at me as he disappeared into it. Back to Don's room. Cool.